Want to look to control, stay on top, get the submissions. Pretty classic game, though.
And what are you expecting in terms of the electric energy in the crowd, since you guys are both from Austin? Are you guys going to have a lot of people there to support?
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of people from Paragon watching. A lot of people from Paragon coming to watch, so they're going to be loud. I'm excited. I'm sure there's a lot of 10th Planet people coming as well, so it should be a good way to start the card.
And you're always getting a lot of work in with some of the Flow guys because they train at Paragon as well. So what has it been like for you prepping for the final WNO card of the year?
It's been really good. I've had to take the gi off, which hurts, but get my no gi reps. But having the Flow guys there, it's always really helpful. Yeah.
Always there to grab the content and all that. Now I'm gonna get into the nitty gritty of things. How would you rate his jiu-jitsu, 1 to 10?
I rolled with him once, and it was a really tough roll. It was a gi, but I have a gi background, so it was a really back and forth battle of trying to pass and then him retaining and shooting submissions. So a 10.
10. And for you?
Wow, I'll have to give it 10 too. That was really high praise. Yeah, I remember the roll. It was in the gi, and I was using a lot of lapels, so they're not going to be there for me tomorrow night. So new strategies.
And when it comes to the bright lights of WNO, how are you planning to manage those nerves coming in?
I'm just going to stay calm. I've competed a lot before. Try to shut everything else out and just focus on what I'm doing.
And are you going to be going up to him and saying like, hey man, I know you're the lead security guard at Comedy Mothership. Do you think you can get me in a Kill Tony shift? You know he's the head security guard, right?
Yeah, I've heard that. Is that possible?
Potentially, yeah.
Winner or loser has to go on Kill Tony. They have to can we make that bet? Can we make that bet?
Oh, like
Whoever
to do a minute?
loses has to do a minute, or at least try to get on to Kill
Put the
Tony.
name in the bucket, yeah. Maybe that sounds awful.
We'll help you create some
I've
content.
got a
for
tight
that.
minute. I could, yeah.
You
I
can-
could-
you
I
got a
could do
tight
it.
minute.
I'm not going to do it
It's
right
good.
now, but yeah, I'll save it for Kill Tony.
If there was any predictions for this upcoming bout, what is your prediction?
I think I'll get the back and look for submission, get a submission.
For yourself?
I think I'm going to play mostly from the bottom. I'm going to be shooting a lot of submissions, setting a lot of traps.
This is going to be kicking off the night. Prelims free on YouTube. How excited are you to really set the tone for the night?
Yeah, it's awesome. We get to go first. It's a huge card. It's just awesome to be here. I'm really excited.
Sean Magnus, any final thoughts?
Oh, I'm just excited also. I know most of the people competing pretty well, so it's going to be a blast to compete, and then you get to watch everyone.
So you're going to be just focused on fight night because there's Thursday night jiu-jitsu tonight as well.
Yes.
You going to tune into that?
I'm actually working tonight, so I've got to go to work right after this.
Wow. That is back-to-back action. Sean Magnus, he is going to be taking on Nick Fritz. Thank you guys so much for the time. We'll see you there.
Thank you.
Second prelim bout of the night is Grayson Henley versus Michael Bannock. And you guys actually have a little bit of history together that the audience might not know about. Grayson, can you tell me a little bit about how you know this guy?
Yeah, I mean, I go to the VOW open mats on Sunday sometimes, and I think that's where he trains most of his jiu-jitsu. So I think we've gotten a couple rounds. I don't really remember them. It's a hard training session there, but seems like a tough guy. I watched a lot of his matches prepping for this. So.
And how do you plan to use your kind of MMA-influenced jiu-jitsu on the WNO mats?
Yeah, so I mean, it's a 9-minute match. So in those 9 minutes, I can definitely push the pace, put on the pressure, and be top heavy. But I know he's dangerous on bottom. Gotta look out for those dead orchards and the leg locks and stuff. But I'm just excited to push the pace and kind of bring that intensity that MMA has over to jiu-jitsu.
He brought up the dead orchards. I know you're not a 10th Planet guy. Nate Orchard, is that just a move that inspired or went well with your body type? How did it become part of your game so quickly?
Yeah, no, I've been doing that since I was, 12, 13. I'm pretty confident that I have the best dead orchard in jiu-jitsu. I know Nate made it up, but I probably have the most finishes by it. When I won Worlds at Juvenile, all my subs were dead orchards, so it's been a part of my game for a while.
So how do you plan to represent Fight Factory? I feel like they have some big names coming out of there. Does it add any pressure as well?
No pressure at all. It's just our style, All of us go for the sub, the kill the whole time. It's like kill or be killed. I've heard Andrew talk about like, well, I'm going to go out there, give everything. Either I'll sub them or they'll sub me, and that's how my style is too. My only losses are like me overcommitting on subs, and then they catch me. But I feel pretty confident for this matchup. I feel like my style is very dangerous for Michael. He's a wrestler guy, but I think my submission game is going to be too much to overcome.
And you are an undefeated MMA fighter. So coming into this pure jiu-jitsu stage, what do you feel like is your advantage in this matchup?
My advantage, I'd say, I don't think I have an advantage, honestly.
Underdog mentality.
Yeah,
I love it.
Although the betting said I was not the underdog, but I don't really give a crap about that. But yeah, I'd say I don't really have an advantage going into this. I think he's got the jiu-jitsu game, and I'm kind of going more into his world. But I'm just looking to make an exciting fight and put on a show for my debut.
And this is another Texas versus Texas showdown. So do you guys feel like you're going to have a big audience there for you?
Yeah, for sure. A lot of the VOW people are going to be there, and some of the Iron Forge MMA team too.
Yeah, I just want to say I agree with him. He doesn't have an advantage. And no, yeah, a ton of Fight Factory people. My dad has a gym in Bastrop, which is 45 minutes away. So a lot of Insight Jiu-Jitsu people as well. I think it's going to be a great show out.
Yeah, we're going to have Simple Man Jiu-Jitsu, New Wave, VOW, Fight Factory. Which team do you think is going to be the loudest in the venue at Kalahari Resorts tomorrow night?
I mean, the Fight Factory boys are rowdy. So
They're
I
rowdy?
wouldn't be surprised.
What about the VOW?
We'll see. We'll see. I know we got numbers. We got numbers.
Oh, snap. It could become like what? It was Dylan Dennis at a recent fight. Everyone's just like
Oh, yeah.
beefing in the crowd. That's going to be a whole nother thing. But Grayson, one more question for you, because I saw in an interview you said that just a year ago you were waiting for your career to get to this point.
Yeah.
And now it is fight week. You're at the press conference. Bright lights are here. And you said that a year from now, you're not just going to be competing at WNO. You could be facing off against some of the best black belts. So tell me about this journey as a jiu-jitsu athlete.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a very long one. I've trained since I was a little kid. I won juvenile worlds, won purple belt pans, but all no-gi, and then I've had some injuries that kept me out, and then life stuff in between. But, I was right before I got injured, I was like right on the edge. I actually had an offer to do Who's Number One like a long time ago that fell through. And then it just felt like so far out of the vision whenever I had these injuries. But this last year, won pans, 4 matches, 4 subs, under 4 minutes at brown belt this time. And I think just the path I'm on, it's like I'm not there yet where I'm going to be challenging the best of the best black belts. I'm a brown belt still, but I do think within the next year I'm going to be at that level where I'm well-rounded enough to take on the top-seeded guys in my division.
And final question for you, Michael. What is more important to you, to be entertaining or to get the win tomorrow?
More entertaining, honestly. Like, again, I know going into this match is dangerous for me. He's got a killer jiu-jitsu game, especially, on bottom, and I mostly am on top. But yeah, I just want to put on a show. Really, I'm honestly just very grateful to be here. 5 years ago, if you would have told me I would have been on a Who's Number One card, I would have said you're crazy. Like, I thought my best grappling days were behind me back in college wrestling, but I got inspired and have worked my butt off for past 5 years, and it's led to this moment. So I'm just really grateful, and I'm definitely going to put on a show for the people.
4-0 amateur fighter right now, going to be going pro in 2026. I have a feeling that this matchup stylistically is going to be an absolute banger, and that is live and free on YouTube for this WNO 31 prelims. Thank you guys so much. We'll see you in action tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It is your main event of the prelims, also the match that all the single dads are going to be tuning into. It is Katie Bohanek versus Jocelyn Molina. And if you guys haven't been paying attention to social media, there's been quite a lot of banter between these two, especially regarding some age. And what is that right there? An Uncrustable?
Okay, so I would love to discuss what this is. I personally think this was a diss to my age. Am I right?
And it
13 years
was.
old.
It was. And so I wanted to bring some age-appropriate gifts for you, Katie, because I got this. Love it. Love it too.
I mean, Christmas
So
time
our
is
first
here.
thing over here, I know you're pushing 40, maybe. I don't know. Who knows? You might be 27, but we got you this wonderful book. You gonna show it off to the public? Yeah.
30 and thriving.
Yeah.
100 reasons why life begins at 30.
There you go. And my second one, I love my grandma. I would always find these sweet little candies in her purse. And so, as appreciation towards you, here you go.
You're not going to believe what I have in my fanny pack right now.
You have some granny candies in there?
I do.
Yeah?
I also have a gift for you, too.
Oh,
See, these ladies come prepared. The
They
gentlemen
do.
before, they just had no gifts at all. It's Christmas time. Come
yeah.
on.
It's sharing the Christmas spirit.
A little age-appropriate gift for you.
I'm so curious.
What is it?
This is something I've been needing for a while. We got some lunch money up in here, you
For the
know?
rest of it.
Up in-
Oh my gosh, what did you do, Katie?
Honestly, I love this. I have $2 added to my bank now. 2 individual $1 bills.
I'll buy you an Uncrustable. Maybe a piece of gum if you're lucky.
Is that all that's in there?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, just $2 individual bills.
That's what I think your jiu-jitsu's worth.
We'll see. We'll see about that tomorrow.
Katie, what do you think Jocelyn Molina, referring to you as a middle-aged woman, says about this next generation of grapplers?
I think the next generation of grapplers, I think they're just hungry, really. I think she was just hangry when she said it, and hence why I brought out the Uncrustable. I think she could really use a little bit of a snack, but
You know what? You honestly might be right, but it's that same hanger that's going to get me that win tomorrow.
you have it. You can eat. You don't have to stay hungry for our match. You know that, right?
It's what fuels me.
We're
Katie.
the heavyweight category. I don't know why.
Fuels me, okay? That's what gets me going. That's what's going to let me go out there and get that Darce, get that Anaconda, get that choke.
Not if I'm greasing.
You know what? That's actually a good plan. Not gonna lie, it's a good plan.
Jocelyn, you are the youngest athlete to ever medal at ADCC trials. Does that bring you a different sense of confidence coming and returning to the WNO stage as an undefeated grappler?
I feel like that definitely boosts my confidence a lot. You know, it gives me a little ego, but have to remember that anything can happen in a match. Have to be prepared for anything. So I'm not going to go in there with my head too high. I'm going there level-headed, and I'm prepared to do whatever it takes.
And how long have you guys been training jiu-jitsu?
I've been training for 8 to 9 years.
I've been training 6, 7 years.
Katie, aren't you like 45?
Am I old enough to be your mom? Yes. Do I want to talk about it? No. I'm 27 years old.
I didn't know that people on the later side of Gen Z weren't allowed to say 6, 7. Like, that's kind of mean to exclude us from this.
Are you Gen Z or
concept.
are you a millennial?
I don't know. Somebody else needs to tell me that. I'm
She's
27.
Gen Z. We're all Gen Z here. We all Gen
You
Z.
are.
But
You are.
But now, Jocelyn, we do have Christmas coming up, and we know that when you're young, Christmas is so fun. So what do you want from Santa Claus? And Katie, don't tell her that he's not real.
Yeah, Katie, don't ruin my joy for me, okay? What I want from Santa, I want to go to Canada. I want to travel. I want to see the world. I want to go out there and I want to live my life, you know? I want to be able to go and see things that I've never seen before and experience all of the angles of life.
I love that, and I love that jiu-jitsu provides that for a lot of these athletes, coaches, however you're involved. When it comes to, I know part of your brand is the single dad shtick, but I also just see you always putting your neck out there when it comes to women getting representation in this sport. So how important is it for you guys to put on a great show and really make it clear that women bring the action in jiu-jitsu?
Oh, absolutely. It's one of the most important things to me, and especially showing up and representing for the middle-aged women population out there. You know, some of us have jobs and can travel whenever we want, but some of us aren't so lucky yet. But overall, I mean, I really appreciate anybody who steps up to the plate, takes any match, anytime, and that's exactly what Jocelyn does. So, but one of the things that allows her to do that is, of course, her dad. So who am I to exclude him from the gift giving? This is for your dad.
Oh my God, what is it? What is it? Oh my gosh.
Word for word, it says, "Tell your dad I said welcome to Texas." Honestly, appreciate this. He's Puerto Rican. He's got some Mexican in him. He should be able to take the spice. Got some Terry Black's barbecue sauce.
What people might not know is that your dad, I think, went up to her at a competition and said, "You're my favorite grappler."
You know what? There is no footage of that. So that might be true. That might not.
It might just be something to get in your head at
It's-
this point.
I wear a body cam at tournaments for stuff like this, so I'll get you the footage. Don't worry.
Have you like found any single dads yet, or are you just on the hunt or on the
Jocelyn-
search? Have like any of them actually came back for you?
Don't you
or-
worry about that.
I'm sure we're going to be
Don't
seeing
you
a
worry
lot
about
of
that.
them tomorrow at WNO Live from Kalahari Resorts. Guys, is there any final thoughts about what you guys are about to do tomorrow?
Go out there, hit that one-handed cartwheel pass for $50. Who knows? I'm trying to make as much money off this fight as I can.
Katie?
For those that don't know, one of my best friends, Ali Wolski, went up to her and said if she one-handed cartwheel passes me, she's going to give her $50. So she's trying to make that money. I'm trying to stop her from
Better
making that
than
money.
this.
We cannot wait to see it. That is your main event for the prelims. Then we're going exclusive on FloGrappling, but I know you guys are going to put on a show for the people. So we'll see you guys there.
That's good. Single dads, this one's for you.
Kicking off that main card is an absolute light heavyweight banger, and it is the debut of Abraham Lamontagne and Felipe Costa returning to action. You were just on the WNO stage recently, so a lot to unpack here. But Felipe, I got to get your take on his A block.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. It's a great technique, you know. I'm kind of jealous that he invented, you know. I wanted to go back and try to figure it out by myself. But no, it's a great technique. It's kind of like a modified toe hold, you know. I've been doing a lot too. So thank you, Abe.
Abe, I saw an interview, and this was back in September of 2024. You were tracking how many A blocks you got. At the time, it was 58 A block submissions, and over half of those were against high-level black belts. So today, are you still keeping track, or has it
Yes.
become too much? How much is it
I'm
now?
at 64, but I can't count that high. So 64 is kind of a high number for me to count to. But I believe it's 64.
I love the playing dumb from the guy with the master's degree. Was also in the military, pursuing his PhD at one point. Very cerebral, so we won't fall for that.
It
I'm
should
not helping you out.
speak for the American education. So they'll let anybody into the Army. You got a pulse? There you go. But 64, I think I have that written on my fridge at home.
I love it. Well, it's a very, very vicious submission, and I saw Victor Hugo's breakdown of the two upcoming matches of his teammates, which is yourself and also Shanji. He broke it down saying that you are going up against someone that is a submission hunter, and for Shanji, he's going up against someone that's more of a points guy. You actually have some experience with Faris. You guys competed on your way to the 2024 Nogi World Championship, got the gold there. So what was your analysis of Faris in that time, and what were you able to kind of work with Shanji on the late notice change?
Man, to be honest, whenever I fought Faris back then, I didn't know a lot about his game, you know. But I remember that whenever I won the semifinal, me and Shanji, we sat down together, we saw some videos of his matches, you know, and then we kind of like knew what I should do. And after that, he's been growing a lot, you know. I actually was talking with my friends over there that for me, he's a different athlete, you know. He just won Europeans, he's been doing great. But Shanji's the legend, you know, and we have a really good game plan. I think that how you were saying, Shanji is some guy that also chases the submission a lot, and it's going to be great to watch them go at it, you know?
It's definitely going to be very exciting. And for you, this is your WNO debut. We've seen you kill it on the PGF stage. Now this is WNO. So what is it like for you, your career kind of coming to this status?
It's sick. I'm really excited to go out there. I feel like I actually shine in these kind of moments a lot better than like just going to like local tournaments. I feel like there's something to like, oh, this could go wrong. There's so many more moving pieces, but I like the simplicity of, oh, this is my opponent. I'll work to fight this guy. We'll go out there, have a good 15-minute match. It feels more honest, straightforward. You can't be like, well, I had to fight like these 3 harder dudes on the way to get there. I can be like, okay, I'm just gonna go fight Felipe. Cool. So I like that because I feel like you can kind of battle plan for things more. You do all kinds of stuff, and it feels like a much more honest display of your skills versus their skills.
Yeah, we're going to get to experience jiu-jitsu in its purest form. You guys are going to have a lot of time to work, no breaks in between. When it comes to the rule set, is this a particular rule set that you enjoy?
Oh, yeah. I think I'm way better at these rule sets. I also like longer format matches. I think 6-minute matches, sometimes people can just kind of get lucky, get a takedown, then run away. Whereas I think there's time to recover, even if they do catch something on you earlier. And you get to see a greater range of everybody's skill sets and truly see if you actually can dominate your opponent.
And this card is the final WNO card of 2025. So what statement are you trying to make, Felipe, going into 2026? What kind of performance are you looking to have?
Man, the best possible, you know. I'm sure that we're going to go out there and hopefully I want to get a submission, you know. But I think that it's going to be a great match. He's a guy that chases the submission a lot. I'm a guy that also chases the submission a lot. We have 15 minutes to do so I hope it doesn't go that long, you know. But also, man, I'm really excited to be fighting Abe because we've been talking a lot at the HCC Opens, you know. We always stop by and talk a little bit. And this week I posted that I was eating some hot pot, and he was like, "Oh man, I love a hot pot." Yeah. And then I'm like, "Hopefully you're not eating right now, you know, because you need to make weight."
Yeah,
so,
that's right.
But yeah, he's a great guy. I'm really excited for this one, and I'm sure that tomorrow it's gonna be a bang, and we're gonna go at it and get the submission, you know.
Yeah, we were talking before this that it's kind of hard to manufacture beef between you guys, but when it comes to Shanji and Ferris, they will completely take the cake with that. So you guys can be
there you go.
nice to each
Oh,
other.
it's hard. Look at him. He's all dressed all nice and everything. I look like a soccer mom, but like he's just a polite guy. I've always had
Soccer
good
moms
relations.
would not be dressed in sweatpants. They step up their game, those soccer
I
moms.
think he's always ready, you know. We should put it like that. He's always ready to train. He's always ready to
Always
fight,
ready to
you
pull
know.
back.
So let's put it like that.
Yeah.
Abe, if you were to get the win in your WNO debut, can we expect some celebratory salsa on the WNO mats? Is that out of your comfort zone?
No,
I know
it's
you haven't been
actually going to be
practicing as
happening
much.
before I even get out there. You're going to see me coming out to a salsa song. You know, it's me.
Amazing.
Abraham the Mountain. You see it.
And that is going to be starting off our main card exclusively on FloGrappling. Now is a good time to get that subscription because you could get 7 months free. Thank you guys so much for the time. We cannot wait to see what you display tomorrow night.
Very good.
Thank you so much, us guys.
Oos, guys. Thank you so much.
Our next bout in the middleweight division, it is Oliver Taza versus Chris Wojcik. This is kind of the first time we're seeing a New Wave Kingsway versus B Team Simple Man after all things CJI. So what do you think this will set in terms of what we can look forward to in 2026?
I think it's a start. It's a good start. You know, I think the good thing about this rivalry, it's becoming healthier. I feel like there's less animosity. There's less bad blood involved, and I think it's you know, as the newer generation comes up and newer athletes join either team, I think it's becoming a nice rivalry. You know, it's helping elevate the sport for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun one and not always deep animosity. For you, Chris, what does it mean?
I don't think about the rivalry ever. Like, it's not something that it was something that existed before I moved to Austin. So it's something that will exist, you know, long after I'm gone. So I don't even really think about it very much. I'm just excited to compete against Oliver.
Yes, and a lot of people might not know that this is actually a rematch. When did you guys last compete? A little bit of the background on it.
I think it was July 23, about 2.5 years ago. It was at a small show in Ohio, and I lost 2-0, so it was a very close match. It was very exciting. It was a long match, just like this one. So I'm sure both of us are kind of hoping to get a finish because there was no finish in the last match. So I'm sure that's kind of what we're both looking for. And this rule set makes it very it encourages us to do that as opposed to ADCC where you're more playing for points and position. This rule set's going to force both of us to open up a little bit more. So I think that's very good.
What is some of the data that you gathered on him from your guys' last match?
It was a tough match, and I remember there was like a little misunderstanding with the time. I remember the promoter, we had agreed on a certain amount of time. It ended up being shorter, and I remember after the match, I walked up to Chris and I was like, "Man, thank God that match wasn't longer." You know, it was also that match for me was also kind of like I wouldn't say short notice, but the amount of time I got to prepare for it wasn't the amount that I would have ideally liked. So, you know, this time is the case as well. You know, so I mean, whatever. You just gotta go for the matches sometimes. You know, ready or not.
And this middleweight division is so stacked. If you were to walk away with a win tomorrow against Oliver Taza, what do you think that does for you in terms of the matchups that you could get in 2026, Chris?
I mean, I don't actually know the middleweight rankings. I haven't looked at them, but I'm sure Oliver's at least pretty high on there. I'm sure maybe top 15, top 10. So hopefully a win would put me even higher on the rankings and would give me the opportunity to challenge for some bigger matches next year. But, you know, it's just one match at a time, one opportunity at a time, and really just focused on tomorrow.
It sounds like FloGrappling needs a ranking show. We're going to set that table up for 2026. Oliver, what about you? Because you've been staying so busy. You were just at BJJ Stars. You are just an athlete that never has to get ready because you stay ready, always competition ready. So for you, what is it like now? You're back in Austin, home base, able to represent Kingsway and put on a show against Chris.
Yeah, so I've been, you know, at a lighter weight. Lately, I've been trying to get matches closer to 75 kilos because, you know, it makes for interesting matchups, which is why, you know, when I was offered the match in the beginning to fill in short notice, it was to face DeAndre. And I think that would have been a interesting matchup, you know, if we could have agreed on a weight. You know, unfortunately, he wasn't interested in it. But, you know, sometimes even better opportunities arise. I think Chris is also a very, very accomplished grappler. So I'll take higher weight class, lower weight class, always ready to adapt, you know, and a match against him, of course. You know, I see some fans are excited about it. Some fans, you know, aren't too happy. They wanted to see the DeAndre and Pato match. I think those guys need to be grateful, you know, like be happy there's still a match happening, you know, because filling in short notice, there's a lot of risk involved, you know, and you know, things can never be perfect. You know, some of these athletes sometimes care too much about, you know, the result, what people might think about them. But, you know, we live a day and age where, like, there's so much happening. There's so many competitions, so many matches. People can't keep track, you know. And, you know, I'm more of the mindset where, I want to do it for the fans, you know, and not disappoint them because, you know, that's why we do it.
Very interesting that you brought up it was originally being offered for DeAndre Corbet. I'm just going to get a little off topic because I want to get your guys' take. When you have a title fight on the line, haven't competed in over a year, would there be any reason to have that belt vacated and potentially have put DeAndre up for a vacant belt? Like, would you guys have thought of that? Like, is it the responsibility of your champion to try to not have to pull out at the last second? What is your take on that?
Go for it, Chris.
I think it's difficult in jiu-jitsu because I know like Pato hasn't competed in Who's Number One this year, so that
Just once this year.
Yeah, but he has competed this year, so it's like it's difficult to say like do we vacate the belt? But I think that if I were a promoter and if we were able to give DeAndre an opportunity to compete for like a vacant or UFC does like interim belts or something like this might be interesting, and it would also like one, it gives him the ability to still compete. Also, two, you know, I think the fans would like that because this sets up kind of a opportunity for like a big hype match down the road where they can try to unify the belts. This is what we see in MMA. But you know, I'm just happy that like it sucks that match fell through, but I'm just happy that I get to be here because of it. You know. Yeah.
No, I definitely think the storylines that come from vacating, having a belt vacated, is kind of spicy. What about you, Oliver? What do you think?
I feel like there should be some kind of consequence for the champ. You know, if you're that close to a match and you're not, you know, treating it as professionally as possible. I mean, I don't want to make any assumptions about what Pato was doing. Was he traveling? Was he out of town? Was he doing things that could potentially make him unhealthy? Yeah, I think there should be consequences for sure, whether you defended it or not. It's, you know, there's a lot of expectations. You know, people get ready and get a lot of excitement towards the event. And of course, shout out to Chris. The kind of mindset that this guy has is, I think, what more athletes should have. Just ready to step up. Don't be too protective of what you've done in the past, and trying to have the perfect circumstances to compete. It's never going to be perfect. You can never be in full control of what you're going to do. What's going to happen. So I think there should be consequences, and of course, you can't be fully in control, but at the same time, you don't want to be doing things that are going to put you at risk of having to pull out, and then hurt the organization and make it hard for us. Because even for us athletes, short notice, we have other things going on. You get hit up for a certain opponent, certain weight, it changes. So there's a lot of. I feel like this is the harder part of what we do, is all the logistics around the match, not the actual match itself.
Well, we are definitely very lucky that you guys were able to pull through last second. It's going to be a sold-out show at Kalahari Resorts. I know that I asked about the A block to Felipe, so I'm going to ask you, Oliver. What do you think about the Woj lock? Yeah,
Woj lock is, it's definitely, he has his twist to it. The cross hip, like straight Achilles / across the hip. It's a good move. It definitely opened some things up for me too, playing around with it, experimenting with it. When I first saw it, I'd be like, man, this I don't think that would work, but that's the beauty about martial arts. There's always something new that's coming up. There's always someone that's gonna add a little twist to a certain technique, find a way to make it work. I think it's nice. I think it's a good move, and I'm sure it's gonna keep evolving. It's gonna keep progressing. People are gonna find a twist to it, find a way to make it better. So yeah, good stuff, Chris, man, for pushing leg locks forward for sure.
And we definitely know that Kingsway always stays on top of the tape study, staying ahead of the game. How confident are you going into this match, knowing you have guys like Gordon Ryan, John Danaher there doing the tape study and really helping game plan for these type of matches? Yeah,
for sure. Game planning, when you do your homework regularly, when you're always studying your opponent. I watch Chris's matches all the time, rewatch them. I watch his run at ADCC, EBI, everything. So when you get these matches, the game planning doesn't take that long. So when you have like someone like John, who's there every day, all the time on the mats, I come in, hey, what do you think of this match? Do it if you feel good enough. If you feel like the weight difference is not going to be that big, and do it. So the game planning is pretty easy. At that level, we got to be complete. Anyways, you got to be good everywhere, and you also got to be careful of certain specialties that the athlete has. But it's good to have someone like John and Gordon, to help for sure. But at the end of the day, athletes do most of the work themselves.
Yes, I know you guys are in the gym every day, but also in your free time, you're doing some writing. Grappler's Diary, and it's a book as well. Can you just talk about how you, as a jiu-jitsu athlete, have been able to kind of get other streams of income by doing what you love, which is writing as well?
I mean, the writing thing kind of started because there was no money in jiu-jitsu in the early days. So like just trying to figure out a way so I could keep the lights on and keep doing this. And that turned into like a nice little side hustle. And, now it's a good way to help people who are kind of early on in their journey. And so it's like kind of a nice way to give back. And also too, like I think language is a good way to, like written language is a good way to help make the transfer of information easier than just making everything through video. So it's kind of just a different way of doing things, and it's it's something that I love to do. So it's, I'm very, very grateful that I can do that as well. And
a lot of people benefit from the content that you put online. Thank you guys so much. This is going to be a banger of a card. Do you guys have any final words?
But what is your book about? What did you write about jiu-jitsu strictly?
Like daily stoic kind of thing for jiu-jitsu.
That's jiu-jitsu nerds, yes.
Jiu-jitsu nerds all day.
Yeah, and now there's even like visuals that go with it too. Like you got a designer.
Yeah. We've got some art and stuff. It's cool. It's a fun little project.
Do you have any side hobbies that you like to do?
No, but I like to write too. Sometimes when you have a lot of things on your mind and there's too much going on, I feel like I write a lot too, to clear my mind and organize thoughts and everything. So I think it's a good thing. I mean, I wish I knew about it. Maybe you gotta push it a little bit more, man. Yeah. Get some build a team and get marketing team behind it now.
Yes, sir. I gotta invest in some marketing.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
We'll talk business after we beat each other up tomorrow.
Yeah. Let's do business.
I love the energy right here, right now. You guys are gonna kill it tomorrow night. WNO 31 from the Kalahari Resorts. Thank you guys so much for the time. This is about to be a middleweight banger.
Thank you.
Thank you.
our next bout in the women's heavyweight division. It is Paige Yvette Clymer taking on Gabby Pisana. Gabby, you are the talk of the town right now. I saw in one of your latest videos that you even want to claim yourself as the queen of no-gi as well. Yeah. 10-time champion in the gi, 2-time in no-gi. Tell me about what your thoughts are in your current status as a jiu-jitsu athlete.
So I'm nervous to be here to talk in English, but I'm very excited. I would like to say thank you for Grab to Who's Number One. It's a pleasure to be here. I always watch the Who's Number One before, then I make part of this show. I'm so excited for tomorrow. I will give my best to everyone. And o que ela perguntou mesmo? Tipo, como eu me sinto, né, ganhando tudo.
Ganhando tudo e 10 vezes campeão mundial e 2 vezes no gi.
I'm feeling so happy because I always dream with this about to get the titles. Oh, I'm nervous, but that's it.
People call you one of the greatest of all times, and I saw that you had a post that said something along the lines of, if you are getting matched up against the greatest of all times, people in that talk, that must mean that you are. And you are definitely, for sure, undefeated in super fights on the WNO stage. But when you're going up against someone who is known for, as a serial ankle grabber here, how do you game plan for a girl like her?
Really, it's just not allowing her to get to my legs. So if she wants to get to my legs, it's just something that I'm going to have to prepare for. I mean, I've been preparing, but it's just, she has to be able to get there first. And, you know, no-gi is kind of my background, so it's something that I've been working on since I started training.
And you mentioned at this level, it's about who makes the mistake first and how you believe that you aren't going to make the mistake first. Why are you so confident that you aren't going to make the first mistake?
You know, anything can happen. Every dog has their day, right? And I feel that if I just have belief in myself, I will do well. But I just don't get tired, and I'll keep pushing and keep going. And so we'll see. You know, I feel like when people get tired, that's when the mistakes get made.
Yes, she mentioned it is a kill or be killed type of matchup. What do you think about that comment?
So I prefer gi, but I take out the gi to try to do no gi. I did the double grand slam at the BJJF, and I'm so excited for tomorrow because I will give my best. I don't have only ankle foot. I'm trying to train another thing, and let's see tomorrow.
When it comes to Paige's game, what do you feel like your advantage is against her?
So this is going to be the first match, but I studied her a lot. I watched her fight at the European no-gi, so she's so aggressive. So, and I'm excited for this match.
It's definitely going to be a good one, and you obviously have a lot of film that you can see on her. When it comes to her recent BJJ Stars performance, the performance she had against Tainane Porforio, what did you take away from that matchup?
It was just a gi match, which with grips is very different. But I know Tainane, she fought once against Fiona Davies, and it was a crazy back and forth match. And Fiona Davies and we've had crazy matches as well. And so it doesn't matter how big you are. It doesn't matter how small you are. It just matters about like giving your all and seeing whose jiu-jitsu's better.
I love the craziness that you bring to a match, because the last time I competed was at ADCC Nationals. I got submitted 2 times in a row. Meanwhile, Paige is out here just taking people down, submitting them like it's no big deal. I remember watching that, and it was just so amazing because you just say so focused but carry such a good energy to it. It's like you can really tell that you're having fun. So at this point of your career, why is that element also important to you? Like, it's not just about the win. It's about being a good example, making sure females get opportunities in the sport as well, but also having a good time doing what you love, which is compete.
Yeah, so I think women, like whenever I watch UFC, I always think, wow, the women, I always want to watch the women fight. And that's kind of what I want for jiu-jitsu. I know sometimes jiu-jitsu can be boring if you're not used to watching it, right? If you're doing it. And so I want it to be fun and exciting for someone that doesn't watch jiu-jitsu. And I feel that if we have great matches and great matchups like this, it will just raise the vibration of the sport, make more and more women want to train. And when I first started training, I always saw the girls competing, and I was like, I want to do that. I can do that. And you just have to have belief. And I want the younger generation too to train, because if more women train, more opportunities will come.
And we have 2 belts on the line tomorrow, the heavyweights men's belt and the featherweight for the woman. With a big win, are you guys going to be calling out for a belt for the heavyweights?
So I think this is a good match because Paige is so aggressive, and I always try to get the submission. This doesn't will be a boring fight, I think so, because she will give you her best, and me too. And I'm excited for this.
I love it.
Yeah, to call somebody out, I feel like I know Nachieli is probably the next person we would see, but I would love to see, like, maybe have a rematch with Hafa, or maybe see Gabby fight Hafa. I feel like those 2 women are definitely on the lookout, but even Tayani too, I would like to fight her. So all 3 of those women, we can just run it back or bring on new competition.
Yes, there's definitely so many routes that we can go after this. WNO stands for Who's Number One. So at this point in your career, how important is it to you to claim that status of being number 1 in the no-gi grappling scene?
It's something that I wanted from the day I started. And I've always just wanted to use my platform to reach more people. And so it is really important to me, but I know, like, everybody loves jiu-jitsu and it's helped them so much, like, emotionally. And I know that I'm not the only one. So, and I think maybe that's what we can use our platform for, is that it's meant for mental health. It helps you.
I love that. And I know I saw some of your quotes. I want to be the grappler that people look up to. And one thing that motivates you is seeing more women get opportunities, and that what you want to be remembered for after this match is that you slayed a giant. You're a walking soundbite. Can you break that?
I know.
down for me?
You have to have belief in yourself. And when it comes down to it, anything can happen. Any dog can have their day. And I fully believe that if you just push yourself past the limit of what you expect, if you keep pushing and keep going, then you will come out victorious.
Gabby, you just had a seminar at Paragon Jiu-Jitsu. I know it's really cold here in Texas, but how is everything going for you in the lead up to this super fight?
So yeah, yesterday I did the seminar here. It's my first time in Out Texas. Was good. And like I said, I'm so happy to make a part of this. Who's Number One is my first time tomorrow. And like I said, I prefer gi, but I'm trying to take off the gi and building my history at no gi too. So like I said, thanks so much for grappling, everyone who cheers for me. And I'm excited for tomorrow. Thank Paige for accept this match. I know that she trained a lot. She gave her best. And I hope tomorrow you can do a good match.
And since you have such crazy accolades, 12-time world champion, sometimes you have to kind of build up your confidence and say that you can do it. So what was your reaction when you heard that she said she wants to be remembered for slaying the giant? Because you are kind of coming in with the more accolades. People might be counting her out.
Ela falou uma vez que ela quer ser lembrada como se ela fosse matar o gigante, entendeu? E como tu se sente sobre isso, do jeito que ela falou?
Eu me sinto de boa. Eu não procuro focar muito no que as minhas adversárias falam ou fazem. Eu procuro sempre focar no meu game. E eu gosto de mostrar na prática.
She's saying that she doesn't focus on what her opponent's saying. She usually focuses on her game, and she likes to prove herself out there on the mat.
And Paige, you are the undefeated super fight no-gi star coming into this, so you have all the reason to have all the confidence. But what is your message to people who might be looking at you and counting you out?
Every dog has their day. That's really what I want them to know. That's it.
Mic drop just like that. This women's heavyweight bout is about to be a banger. Thank you so much, Gabby. Thank you so much, Paige.
Thank you.
I know you guys are going to be bringing the action, and you can catch it all live and free exclusively on FloGrappling prelims, live and free. This is the money match right here. Thank you guys so much for the time. It is the people's main event up next. It is Legend versus self-proclaimed legend slayer Faris Ben Lamkadam versus Shanji Hibero. What was the original idea on coming out hot with that caption saying that you're going to be the legend slayer in this scenario?
You know, like, Shanji is obviously a decorated guy, you know, but I just feel like he's spent too much time, you know, on the field. He's like an old bull. So I think we need to bring him back in the barn, and I think his time's kind of done. You know, he's gone past his time. He had a good career while it lasted, but I think he's got to hang up the belt and kind of, you know, let the young guys get involved now. He's taking opportunities away from people like me, right? Thankfully, he's given me this is a beautiful opportunity for me. This is a great way for me to get out. I feel like people are counting me out. They don't know who I am, so it's a great way to make a statement and slay a legend in front of all his friends and family here in Texas. Again, I'm coming into enemy territory. Last week was in Brazil. This week we're in Texas, you know, taking on the old man, Mr. Shanji.
Shanji, your response to that?
Well, like, I'm a giving person. I think martial arts is about giving. So I'm giving him a chance to put his, you know, his foot or his mouth at. Anyway, a lot of people don't know Faris, but I do. You know, I've watched him competing at World's No Gi, had a great performance. Faced Felipe in the final, didn't came his way, but he's been showing his, you know, his evolution and everything else. But as far as like, you know, I'm 44 years old. I still look better than him anyway. But, you know, I have a great team. I train very hard. I live a lifestyle, even though I party, I do my thing, but I think it's about balance. I can still hang 15 minutes. Of course, I think going into a competition where I have to do 4 or 5 matches is definitely something that maybe not on my side of the world. But yeah, you know, I think it would be great. You know, he's, like I said, he brought the heat. He's actually being ready for World's No Gi, so don't call him out. You know, he's hiding that he's actually training. But yeah, it's very brave of him. He's been on the scene for a while. He likes to bring the heat, and I think that's important. And yeah, I don't mind. Like I said, he's been calling me a dinosaur, and that's going to see when the T-Rex can come and eat the babies, you know?
Yeah, I originally asked you, and you said your response is going to be when you choke him.
Yeah.
Still the plan?
Still the plan. You know, little arms, just around the neck.
I don't think he's going to choke me. I don't see there's a way that Shanji can do anything to me, honestly. Probably bore me to death in the Z-guard, but other than that, I don't know.
Z-guard?
Z-guard, knee shield. We call it Z-guard now, brother.
Z-guard,
yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get with the program, brother. We're changing the name.
Well, in my time, we just killed people. We didn't really got names. I think when Jiu-Jitsu got too many names, I think that's when shit got down the hill.
A man who has rose tattoos on his arm has never killed anyone, okay? So I don't know about that, okay? So let's keep it Jiu-Jitsu.
I don't think you should talk my roses.
I have rose tattoos, and I haven't killed anyone, but I can't speak for Shanji.
Point made. Point made.
You know, like, you know, when the rose comes around, the only thing you're going to be seeing is those colors, you know? It's how it is. But, hey, tattoos are tattoos. Like I said, I have a lot of years ahead of you, and I'm great that you're here, and then hopefully we'll bring the heat, you know? Like I said, a lot of people hate on the guy, but like I said, I think Faris is doing a great job by entertaining. He did CGI and everything else, and like I said, it's Uncle Shanji. So if Felipe choked you and I choke you, what turns me into?
Sorry, what was your question?
Felipe choked you.
Okay.
That he's your daddy. Now, if I choke you and he's my son, who are you then?
But if I choke you and I'm a clown, what does that make you?
Shit. Just someone that makes poor decisions.
A bigger clown.
Maybe.
I'm still trying to follow would that make you the grandson? I don't know. I don't know how the family
Me neither.
lineage went there.
I told you my trash talk slave.
He's older than me, but I'm his daddy, okay? So let's just get that one straight, Mr. Shanji.
When it comes to being Brazil's favorite gringo, I remember you asked, like, who gave him that nickname? Is that a self-proclaimed nickname, Ferris? I feel like it's really sticking, and people are starting to notice you as the kind of troll of jiu-jitsu, almost to a Dylan Dennis kind of level, but maybe you can actually back it up. I don't know.
So, like, the Brazilian people actually renounced me as the king of the gringos. So, you know, they see me as their king. You know, like I'm here to represent for the gringos. And it's just another Brazilian in a way that I have to take down, you know, because ultimately, right, the Brazilian people, they don't want to see the gringos win. So someone has to come out and represent for the gringos and take one for the team. Yeah, they keep saying, like, even in Brazil, they're saying, oh, we should be grateful and all this stuff. But realistically, they should be grateful for us because without us gringos, Chandra, you wouldn't be sitting right here. You wouldn't have a bunch of gyms and, you know, making all this money. So I think the fact that we're all doing jiu-jitsu helps everyone out, you know?
Any response to that?
I don't know where you got that from, but I think jiu-jitsu chose me. I didn't have to use my mouth to create my legacy. I actually did everything that I had to do. I had genes because I'm competent and I'm a great teacher. I've always been a teacher. As far as gringos, guess what? The best American grappler that ever has, Lovato, is a gringo, and I trained him when no one else would train in America. So you're actually talking to someone that came to America at 21 years old where there's nothing. You know what I mean? There was nothing in this country. There was a lot of, sorry to say, Brazilians that took advantage of people. And I came here to do a job. And I really, truly taught jiu-jitsu, real jiu-jitsu, to people. And I think I have my skills because of my personality, my ability to teach and be a person that brings people together. And you're welcome that I and your teacher, Roger, you know, paved the way so everyone can be here today. The first Who's Number One, Vitor Hugo fought Marigali, and then we were a part of that. I remember about how many years ago, a guy came into my gym and said, hey, we're doing this project with this place called Flow Sports, and I was one of the first one to do the grappling part. So, hey, it's all good, brother.
I didn't get a word of what was going on there. But
You're just zoning out here.
yeah, just waffle, man. But listen, Shanji, can I ask you this question? Be honest with me.
Of course.
I think you're one of the only men in jiu-jitsu to retire twice, right?
Retired twice.
Oh, retired twice. You've retired twice. You retired at World Ski and you retired at ADCC, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you lose tomorrow night, will there be a third retirement? Because I know you're all about breaking records and, you know, to be the first person in jiu-jitsu to retire 3 times, I feel like that's a great achievement, you know? So
I don't think a guy like me really retires. I become masters. Like I said, I'm 44 years old.
You're allowed to compete masters.
Yeah, that's it. I'm still compete. So there's no idea of retirement. I still bring heat to the game. You know, like I said, you call me a dinosaur, but I still have game. So if you take me out, maybe I'll think about it. But I don't think that's going to happen. You know, I don't think retirement is an idea, winning or losing. You know, like some people like to say I retire, you know, on the epic of my career. But hey, we'll see. Tomorrow's going to be a fun day, brother.
You know, I feel like, you know, this gentleman here, I feel like Shanji is a man who lacks purpose, you know, and this is his attempt to stay relevant within jiu-jitsu. It's all he has, you know, competing, doing jiu-jitsu. Like I said, he's had a great career, but, you know, I just feel like he needs to just wrap it up, man. It's done. You know, he's done it for too long. He should stop being selfish. He should kind of like, he's got a great team behind him. He's got, you know, the boys, Victor, Felipe. He should focus on coaching those guys, you know, be a good role model to them instead of coming out here and finding the young guys and trying to prove something to the people or to himself more so. You know, I feel like this is what these guys do. You know, I've had encounters with these kinds of people and, you know, they kind of substitute their life with these pleasures, right? But we're gonna put him back in the barn. Like I said, for the dinosaurs, you know?
Well, last time I put someone in front of you, he choked you, so I'm not sure what that talks about that.
Who?
Philippe, he choked you. He mounted and choked you. Just
Was
like
it?
I told him he was going to do.
It was a bad day for Paradinho, you know.
Yeah, well, still.
jet lag kind of comes into play.
It's still, you know, are you jet lag right now?
Dr. Shanji helped him out a little bit. So
Huh?
I don't know. We'll have to see, you know.
But you're not jet lagged right now. That's what he just
No, we've been in the States. We're ready. No
Okay.
excuses.
Not too much party in Brazil because I know Brazil can take a toll on you. Too much party in Brazil because São Paulo is pretty rowdy.
I don't
brother.
party, brother.
No?
Partying's
Okay.
bad for the soul. I'm just focused on the goals, man. I'm not like
Okay.
you, bro. I don't party. I just enjoy life.
And when you were in Brazil, you were there for Owen Jones. I think you're bringing backup tomorrow. Owen Jones will be in the building. Is there any little bit of rowdiness you're expecting when it comes to inside the venue in Kalahari Resorts? Do you think this animosity is going to go off the mats into the crowd at all? There's going to be a lot of Six Blades people there, and we've seen what you did at the CJI trials, so we know things get a little bit hectic.
You know, I have to bring guys with me that I know they're gonna have my back if things start turning south. You know, so if things start going south, I know I've got a good squad behind me. You know, you only need a couple of soldiers to take down the army, right? So I brought the right guys with me, for sure.
Shanji, we know we're going to have a lot of Six Blades people. What do you want to leave as an example for them when you're going up against a guy that talks a lot of trash? You've always said that you are a teacher first before a fighter, so I know it means a lot to you to be a good example to your students.
Like I said, there's no rowdiness. All my students, they're gentlemen. You know, they're martial artists before anything else. And no, I think just my everyday. You know, this is just a part of what I do because I love to do. I'm a martial artist. I like I said, bringing, you know, Jordan, Alfaris really brings something different on me that evolves. You know, maybe I'll learn more about myself. Maybe I'll learn about teaching, about dealing with, you know, these conversations is pretty entertaining for me. It's something to learn. And yeah, you know, tomorrow they're going to be, you know, he's going to bring his game, going to be a little boo here, boo there. But I think in the end, it's about the show. It's about showing the true form of jiu-jitsu that who's number one and FloGrappling bring to the game, you know, and Faris, you know, his trash talk is great. You know, he's being very actually, the IQ is really big on it. I really like the way he talks. And yeah, and I think even being close to him right now, there's no animosity. I think it's just his skill versus my skill. And we'll see how it's going to go. You know, he thinks I'm a dinosaur. And I think my bite is too strong. So that's what it's going to be.
I'll kiss him on the forehead once I choke him out.
Do you respect Shanji?
Define respect for me. Like, what would you say?
Do you respect what he has done in the jiu-jitsu community as an athlete and now even taking on super fights? He took you on short notice as well. Do you respect him as a competitor?
Yeah, of course, like I respect Shanji, you know, as an athlete, you know, he's earned his legend status. He's done well. But I think people put a bit too much respect on the person and they see this giant, right? But again, it's just another man that's standing in front of me. I believe in myself. I'm tenacious. I'm strong. You know, I'm athletic. And, you know, he believes in himself, right? So I can't respect the man too much, especially when I'm going up against him. I will respect him after the match. You know, we'll have a handshake and everything will be good. But yeah, of course, respecting him. I definitely respect him for taking the match. I think it takes big balls, you know. A lot of guys wouldn't do that. So I appreciate you for giving me this opportunity, you know. So he's the A side. But people think I'm the underdog in this, so they're about to get rudely awakened. I got people relying on me. People's parlays are relying on me, man. I'm going to make some people some money out here. So, you know, I'm going to take this guy out.
And this is going to be your WNO debut. You have a bit of a reputation in the jiu-jitsu community, but what is one thing that people get wrong about you as a competitor?
What do you mean, like just myself? I thought I had a good reputation.
You have a persona. You're Faris, the CJI coach. He's stirring all this drama. Now you're calling yourself the Legend Slayer, not putting any respect on Shanji's name. So there's definitely a narrative of who you are in this community. And I'm not even going to get involved with some of the other things that maybe people say.
Hey, listen, game recognized game, and people know I'm good at jiu-jitsu. Like, I can talk, but I can also back it up, you know? So, you know, it's not just the persona. Like, I'm talking it, but there's always truth behind what I say, and I'm never gonna go past that, you know? So, you know, people are quite sensitive oftentimes. I feel like Shanji's not too sensitive. He's a good sport, but yeah, I think like you can't take everything so serious, you know. I think it's an American trait. These guys take everything very literal. They don't know sarcasm, I feel. So the American public might need to learn a bit about that.
And Shanji, if you were to get the win tomorrow night, are you making that call out for Pedro?
First, I have Fares in front of me. Of course, Pedro is the champion of the division. I think there's a lot of people on the line. You know, of course, when I came in to who's number one, like I said, I'm not getting any younger. I understand that, and definitely having a belt to then hang the belt, like he's saying, because I don't have one. But yeah, right now I'm only focused on Fares. Like he said, I think I respect him enough to train hard. You know, but tomorrow, like I said, it's a battle. It's about having enough respect to then disrespect the person, because if you respect so much, like he said, he can't fight the name. He has to fight the person in front of him. And I've been in that situation. I fought, you know, Roger and great guys like this, that if you end up like, oh my God, I respect these guys so much, could be a problem. But yeah, you know, tomorrow will be another day.
Do you see, like, he keeps talking about dinosaurs all the time.
Why do you keep calling Roger a dinosaur when he's your coach? And also, are you
He's not
representing
my
Los
coach.
Banditos?
He's not my coach.
So that was a fake call from Roger. He's not calling you up, telling you that he wants you to beat Shanji.
This is just a favor for him, you know what I mean? It's just for old time's sake, you know?
They're from British, you know. They have the British.
I represent Los Banditos, well, the bandits. We're taking over, you know?
Los Banditos versus Six Blaze HQ. We could do this all night, but that is your light heavyweight bout going down WNO 31. Thank you so much, Fares. Thank you so much, Shanji. We're going to end this tomorrow night, so you guys better become ready.
Bring the souvenir, the belt for me, okay? I'm gonna put it up in my house.
It's right there.
And the match most of the world is looking forward to most. It is the title fight between Helena Cravar and Julia Boscher for this women's featherweight bout. Helena, when you had her name offered, what excited you about this matchup?
She's very talented. I've known about her for a while now. You know, she's been a black belt for a very long time, medaling at, you know, pins and worlds and things like that. So I was really excited to kind of get an opponent to defend my belt for the first time. And it was really fun to get offered Julia.
What do you feel like is your advantage in this matchup?
Yes, I believe in myself first. So sorry guys, I'm trying to speak English today. So I put this, so I have ability to take to fight to my opponent, and I put the pressure and keep her uncomfortable. Yes.
Keeping the pressure. Hey,
yes.
I need to be the one that gets yelled at because I should know some Portuguese right now. I know, Helena, you speak a little bit of Portuguese, so the fact that you're even trying is amazing to me.
Okay.
You are such an inspiration. I know you've been very vocal for women's sports, specifically, obviously, jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
So why is that a major message for you at this point in your career, really wanting to represent women and getting them more opportunities in the sport?
Yes. So I feel a responsibility. So like to inspire and motivation other women so to chase their goals in life. And I want to show how can their women can be strong and successful too. Yes, I think so.
I love it. And it's a very inspirational mission that you're on, and it's similar to you, Helena. I saw in one of the articles that Maka Vickers wrote for FloGrappling, you mentioned, I want to be remembered as someone who inspired a generation, someone who remained humble but confident. Why is that your mission?
Yeah, I always want to be like humble, and I never want to like talk any trash or anything like that. I respect everyone who does jiu-jitsu, especially girls. So I want to be confident, of course, when I'm going into the matches and everything. But I just want to be like a humble person, so that people of all ages can look up to me.
And what kind of confidence do you get knowing that you have John Danaher, Gordon Ryan helping game plan for these type of matchups when the title is on the line?
Yeah, it definitely gives me a really big amount of confidence. I've been training almost 3 years at Kingsway. So actually in December it is 3 years. So yeah, just like being able to have them as my coaches and kind of give me guidance in all aspects of my game, it's really like humbling, and I'm really grateful to have them as my professors.
And Julia, your opponent, Helena Cravar, do you feel like she is the best female grappler on the planet today?
Yes, of course, yes. So I feel very excited and happy for this opportunity to fight with you, Elena. And yeah, I feel it's the #1 of the world, of course, yes.
And so you are planning to impose your game with a lot of pressure. Is there anything else that you want the audience to know about your style or the energy that you bring to the mats?
Yeah, I think it's my abilities and my aggressive game. So I'm putting all time this game on you, Elena. So take care. So have a fun. Yeah, it's a pleasure.
What do you like about that when you have a come forward, aggressive opponent?
Yeah, I definitely love when my opponents want to fight with me. Like whatever position I'm in, I always want to go for the attack. So I definitely love when my opponent wants that too, and it definitely puts on even a better match, and I'm really happy to hear that.
And Helena, I just got to ask you how you've been, because the last time I've seen you, it was at CJI when you won the biggest payout in women's grappling history. How has life been since then?
Yeah, it's been amazing. I continued to go back to training right away to improve myself, and I've been competing. In November, I did 3 competitions in a row, so this is my kind of almost 4-1 in a month. And yeah, I just want to keep competing. That was definitely a great experience. CGI, one of my favorite events. So yeah, it's been great, and really excited for everything more to come.
I love it. And this is the last WNO card of the year, going off with a bang. How proud are you of yourself for being on this card on this big stage?
So, in Portuguese now, I can? Pode. So, eu estou muito feliz pela oportunidade de estar lutando no Who's #1. I'm very grateful and happy for this opportunity. So, I have a long years, anos.
Fala português.
Ok. Eu tenho muitos anos no jiu-jitsu e uma história muito bonita que eu quero usá-la para motivar as mulheres e motivar todo mundo que está tentando e que em algum momento não acredita em si próprio.
So I've had a big story in jiu-jitsu, training many years, and I'm trying to motivate people that, anything is possible to accomplish.
Yes. So eu estou muito feliz pela oportunidade de estar aqui representando não só as mulheres, mas todo mundo que talvez um dia não tenha perdido a esperança e o sonho.
So I'm really, really happy to be fighting at Who's #1, not just for the women, but for jiu-jitsu and showing everyone that they can accomplish their dreams.
Thank you.
It is definitely going to be a big day tomorrow. The title on the line. Is this just another match to you? Because you've had many belts in different promotions. So does this feel any different, or have you gotten so used to the fact that you were the person with the target on your back and you're going to have to defend the belt?
Yeah, it's not really different to me. Like, I go into every match confident and like coming for the win. But being able to defend the belt, I've always wanted to compete on Who's #1 since I was very young, and of course, I always wanted the belt. And now that I have it, I'm really excited to defend it and hold the title at Who's #1. So it's definitely the same as any other competition, but also like super excited to defend the belt.
And has jiu-jitsu, the experience of jiu-jitsu, has it changed at all going from the person that is on the climb to now being the person with the target on their back?
Yeah, I don't really think about it as like having a target on my back. I just like go into every match, looking for the win. And ever since like I've started competing since I was 9 years old, it's always been the same goal is to just win. So pretty much that.
Keep it simple. Just going for the win tomorrow night. WNO 31. Thank you, ladies, so much. I know it's going to be a great show. And it is your main event of the evening. That vacant heavyweight title will go home with one of these gentlemen, Felipe Pena versus Luke Griffith. This is going to be the third time now that you guys are meeting, but the first time that you guys know coming in that you're going to be facing each other. So Luke, what kind of confidence are you coming into this match, knowing that you've had John Danaher, Gordon Ryan able to kind of game plan for Felipe specifically?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely makes a difference coming in just fighting one match. Obviously he's up to with 2 submissions, so that's obviously definitely something that I'm thinking about and don't want to happen again. But on the other hand, I also have those 2 matches to go back and look at, and look at the things I did well, look at the things I didn't do well, and kind of adjust my game, because this is really the one that counts. Obviously it would have been nice to win those other ones, but this is for the belt, and if I win this one, then that's the most important one to win.
And Felipe, one of the most iconic press conferences in FloGrappling WNO history was when it was Gordon Ryan on the other side, and you guys were just going back and forth. So is it easier to banter more with Gordon Ryan versus Luke? Because I feel like Luke is a really nice guy. It's kind of hard to make him angry.
Yeah, I think when I fought Gordon, he was number one. Was a lot of personal things, right? Was a lot of hit up for both sides. So the goal is not making anyone angry. It's definitely not my goal. So something natural, So I don't have anything against Luke and don't have anything against Gordon nowadays. So yeah, definitely is more like more chill, right? Less nervous. But I think we already create a history, right? 2 fights. So I won the 2 fights by submission. So definitely Luke is come hungry, right, for this 3rd match, and then prepare for that. So that definitely creates a little bit of nervous fight. Someone that I just fought and for the 3rd time.
And the quintet format is very interesting. The last time you guys last battled, it was at CJI 2. I know you kind of experienced it when you got the submission, but then you had Dorian up next. There's just a completely different energy once you already had a match. So do you feel like you would have gotten the sub against Luke at CJI 2 had he be fresh?
It's hard to know, I think he can say better if he was too tired or not. But I was going to go to the fight, and as I went for ADCC and as I went for CGI, my goal is always get the submission. And I believe I could get the submission in both matches, and I believe I can get the submission tomorrow as well. So, but how he feels and how he was, I think he can answer better.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I think it's pointless to make excuses about whether the match before made me too tired or not. We all knew going into that experience that we were going to have potentially multiple matches. So would the outcome have been different? Potentially not. But I think to use that as an excuse, knowing that we were going to have to do that is pointless. So, yeah.
And now you guys are going to be at the super fight main event. This is the last card for WNO this year. How special is it for you? You're coming off of a great win against Victor Hugo, and now this is for the belt.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I feel great. Like you said, the Hugo match was probably one of the better performances of my career so far. And besides Gordon, Felipe is probably one of the best of our generation. So for me to be able to get a win against him for the belt on a card like this would mean a lot, So I'm very excited to go out there and put on a show and hopefully get that win back.
The belt is on the line. The last time you guys faced off, it was 6 minutes and 39 seconds when you found that submission. Had one of the most electric moments of that weekend. What was that moment like for you?
Was great. I think was really electric, right? And my goal, we were back on the point, so the only option for my team be on the game was get the submission. So was a really good feeling.
What about ADCC? If you compare the two.
I think ADCC was more special for me because was the final, right? And the last time I won ADCC was 2017, so it's been a gap between this second title, and I think us as athletes we go through a lot of things, and everyone has like different history and different things to go through. And on that time when ADCC I was going for a lot of things for the last couple months, so that was a really special comeback for me.
And do you feel like since you are the guy that's up 2, is there any extra pressure on you? Because they say in sports generally it's hard to beat a good team 3 times. So do you feel like now he has a little bit more experience with you, that this could be a much tougher chess match than the past 2 experiences?
The next match, I always expect harder the next match. I think you definitely, when you go for a fight, you cannot expect easy match. So I always try put my head on expecting hard matches, So I expect a harder match as well for this one. And I don't feel much pressure because I think I have been a long time on this game, and I have been experienced this feeling many times, different ways, different events, and different timing. But I see now my jiu-jitsu journey as a marathon, So doesn't matter the result tomorrow. If I win, if I lose, I think I'm going to be able to fight Luke a ton of times more. Luke is young. Way younger than me, but I pretend be on this game for a while still. So I think I like to see it that way, Hopefully I get the submission tomorrow as well, and I'm pretty sure it'll not be our last time.
And I saw that you were doing a little bit of Terry Blacks there with Trey. Is there going to be a celebratory meal if you were to get the win tomorrow?
Terry Blacks is the place that I like to hit up every time after I have a match, whether I win or lose. It's just good comfort food, And Jason always hooks me up when we go out there, so yeah, it's always a good time. But yeah, obviously that's the last thing on my mind right now. We're just looking forward to the match, but yeah, obviously there's going to be a lot of celebration if we get the win tomorrow.
What are you expecting in terms of energy for the main event of the last card of WNO this year?
I think it's going to be huge. I think a lot of people are excited for this match. Maybe a lot of people not so excited. Obviously, like we've been speaking about, Felipe has won twice, so a lot of people are looking at this match as kind of pointless. But I think that also makes it a little bit easier for me. Going in, I really have nothing to lose and everything to gain. And I'm not really one to get influenced by other people's energy and something like that. So whatever people want to say or however the crowd is, to me, is not going to make much difference. My focus is going to be on the mat.
But it's even cool, that storyline, as we mentioned, the history with your coach, Gordon Ryan, Felipe, and then now what you're kind of coming back from. So can you kind of give that story to the audience?
Absolutely. Gordon was down 2-0 to Felipe as well. I got finished twice. Gordon only got finished once, so Gordon still has that over me. But after the third time, Gordon got it back. He's now 2-2. So there's maybe the storyline will continue the same way with me as a Gordon student now against Felipe.
And just going back to the iconic press conference that you guys had, Gordon is obviously a master on the microphone. I know he probably helps you so much when it comes to the technicalities of jiu-jitsu, but does he give you any advice in terms of the microphone as well?
Not really. I think, in this sport, you kind of want to be... I think it's hard when you start to try to copy people. Gordon was naturally, very good in that way. My personality is very different to his in that regard. I don't have... obviously when I go out onto the mat, it's an enemy in terms of, yes, I want to compete and win against you, but I don't hold any personal grudges against anybody. I feel like that just takes away from your life outside of jiu-jitsu. If you're constantly thinking about how much you hate other people for no reason, it just is a waste of energy. So I have nothing against anybody else. I just want to go out there and prove that my jiu-jitsu is the best.
I got to ask this question because I was very curious. I was not so in the jiu-jitsu scene when you were apparently putting Gordon Ryan's face on a big chubby baby. But if Gordon Ryan was your chubby baby that you needed to put in his place, what does that make Luke?
Choose wisely.
Curveball.
Prefer to say that after the result tomorrow.
Well, we'll see if there's any memes flying around from Felipe. We'll see him get creative. Luke, thank you so much for the time. This is going to be a great main event, and you can catch it all exclusively on FloGrappling. This is a long-awaited bout, originally scheduled for June 28th, but now we're finally getting it. So thank you guys so much for the time. I know you guys are going to put on a show, and we'll see you tomorrow live on FloGrappling for WNO 31.